Alright guys, what's going on? It's Jack and welcome back to another video, and Halo Infinite is here. I did not think they would do this today, but they did as of me recording this video. And there's not going to be an intro or an outro into this. I'm just going to take this and just put it straight on, so that way this video comes out sooner. And I'm also not going to, I was originally planning on playing a game to kind of finish up this video, but I realized after a few takes that it would take way too long and this video would end up being way too long. So basically I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a tour in terms of the content that's in this game, because it is in beta form and we're going to have it until launch, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be updates, little updates in between here and there. And obviously when there's launch, there's going to be additional maps and game modes, but in terms of what we're getting, it's still pretty damn beefy if you ask me, and in some ways even better than full launch of games. And I'm specifically talking about the ranked playlist, because usually, like with COD Vanguard for instance, or even COD in general over the last, ever since God knows when, ranked play hasn't been releasing recently with launch with the rest of the game. But in here, we've got we've got ranked play. But granted, they also had 6 years to work on this, so back and forth. But anyway, let's get into this. Obviously, campaign's coming out on the 8th. So multiplayer, that's where we're going to be spending most of the time. And of course, there's Academy, which you can have your tutorial and weapon drills, and then your training mode with all the weapons and stuff like that. You can customize your game. You can go into custom games, which is pretty badass. And over here, you got customize. You can customize your weapons. Your Armor Hall community. By the way, all your progress does actually translate into the full release of the game. So whatever progress you put towards your battle pass or your ranking, if I'm not mistaken, as well, translates onto the full game. And then of course you got your shop over here. You even have theater mode, but I'm not sure exactly how it works, or even if it works at all, because I tried to get it to work in order to make a better, longer video, but the more I thought about it, it's better off doing something like this, to where it just doesn't take up too much time. And at the same time, I wanted to get this video up ASAP because I just got home from work and I only played 6 games before work. And I've also played this on 60 FPS at 1080p, and I've also played it at 1440p at 120 FPS. And I am playing on the Xbox Series X, and both versions play very smoothly. Obviously, 120 frames is better than 60, so and more responsive, yada yada yada. But they both play very well so far with my personal experience. And of course, going on to play over here, this is where we're going to be spending most of the time. We've got our boot camp over here against bots, and here's the game list. You got your game mode on top, and on the bottom you got your map. So overall, we've got about 5 or 6 maps for regular arena, which is like the regular multiplayer. And we have about 4 game modes or so, 4 or 5 game modes. And come launch, I'm sure there's going to be more. There's no doubt about it in my mind. And of course, we also have big team battle. So we've got quick play to where you can choose from any of those, and you just press play. You can't choose exactly which type of map or game mode you want to play, because I guess 343 is just testing as much as possible. And in Halo, to be fair, even though Slayer, aka Team Deathmatch, is the most popular playlist in Halo, as well as any other first-person shooter, the other game modes are obviously very important as well. And of course, we've got big team battle over here. Here's the games list for that. We've got 4 different game modes and 4 different maps just by looking at this, so which is pretty badass. 4 really big maps, 12v12. It's the ultimate casual experience, so to speak. I will probably be playing this as well after I get done grinding some arena. This is boost. I guess it has to do with the battle pass. And we have ranked arena right here. You can choose your queue right here, and then you've got your input in terms of whether you want crossplay on or off. And of course, you've got your oddball on 3 different maps, strongholds on 3 different maps, capture the flag on 3 different maps, Slayer on 5 different maps. So there you have it. That's what you would get with ranked playlist. And also, I'm going to go into my settings, because there's a lot of different settings you can do in the game, and a lot of it can be very confusing. So we've got basically, like, these are my button layouts. I play on default, my vibrations off. And I basically, in terms of the dead zones and stuff like that, I was kind of all over the place earlier, and I still have to do some adjustments, but I basically copied and pasted Pro Player's snakebite settings from what he had during the flight, and I guess what he's currently running. I don't know if he's going to make additional adjustments. I know I probably will, but it's a lot better this way. My look acceleration's at a 3, sensitivity's at a 6, horizontal and vertical. I left zoom alone, sensitivity alone, so 1-4 sensitivity different. So again, it's all going to have to be different depending on your specific controller and as well as your muscle memory. So just pause it at any point that you're curious about. And of course, every first-person shooter needs to do this. You can actually customize basically what you want every button to be. Every single first-person shooter should be doing this for controller. But I'm glad that 343 is definitely doing it. So more props to them on that. And of course, you got your keyboard and mouse settings over here. You got your video, whether you want performance or graphics. My FOV's at a 95. You know, blur, no. Screen shake, no. And all that kind of stuff. So everything else is pretty much personal preference. And I may do some additional adjusting, but I turned down the music for the sake of this video. I'm on headphones in terms of the headset or whatnot. So UI, of course, many different settings you can do on here. Again, I haven't touched much of this that much. And of course, your accessibility with the language and everything like that. So many different options. Everything for people that are colorblind as well. That helps them out a lot. So yeah, I mean, everything you can think of is probably here. So tons of customization and stuff like that. And really, this is a really big deal. Before I close this out, I want to say this is actually a really big deal for the Halo community, because for the last 6+ years, they've been having to play Halo 5 and the Master Chief Collection. Now, granted, it's a lot of games, but at the same time, it's a lot of old games, and there's been different additions and omissions. And all in all, it's pretty easy after 6 years to get bored of games that you've been playing for a very long time, despite the fact that they play better now than they played all those years ago. But when you look at it through the eyes of a Halo player, it is a really big deal for them to get a beta form of the multiplayer out and into their hands, because they've been waiting for a very long time for Halo Infinite to become a reality. And it's a game that's supposed to be supported for 10 years, so there's going to be all sorts of additions, changes, and omissions for the better. I personally think 343, if you look at what they did with multiplayer in the Master Chief Collection, and in terms of what they did with Halo 5, I mean, all the DLC for Halo 5 was actually free. And they started doing that years before other first-person shooters started following suit, obviously, before they were quote-unquote forced to follow suit because they couldn't get away with the microtransaction system that they used to get away with. So they changed into a more battle pass type of system. Halo's doing a battle pass system, obviously, and you can... It never resets or it never expires. You can, with every 3 months, with every new season, they're going to give you a new battle pass. And I believe it's $10, if I'm not mistaken, for 100 tiers of battle pass. And again, if you don't finish one, you could always stop where you're at and just continue and leave off and go to the other one whenever you want. So I think that's pretty cool. So all in all, I got to give props to 343 and to Microsoft. And it was a hell of a way to celebrate the 20-year anniversary of the Xbox. And I'm really looking forward to what this game has to offer during launch. Is obviously going to be the campaign, but also the full release of the multiplayer, because I want to see SWAT and I want to see free-for-all. Free-for-all is my most anticipated game mode for this game, and obviously more maps that are going to be coming. And in 3 months, we're going to have co-op, and of course, in terms of the campaign, and then 6 months from now, we're going to have Forge, which is rumored to be probably bigger and better than it was in Halo 5. And Halo 5's Forge is said to be very legendary. I'm not a Forge guy, but I know a lot of people are. And especially since PC players are going to be getting their hands on this as well, they're going to do a bunch of crazy shit. And then eventually Battle Royale is going to turn into a reality with this, because, as you guys know, Battle Royale is a thing. So, but obviously the Halo community is getting taken care of first, which is what I like to see. I wish the same thing would happen with traditional multiplayer in COD, but it is what it is. But me being a Halo fan as well, I am pleased and I'm very happy to see this come to fruition. So let me know down in the comment section what you think. Have you started playing this game? Are you going to give this game a shot? It's free to play. You can get this on Steam and all that kind of stuff. You can get it from Microsoft Store. It's cross-play between Xbox and PC. So let me know. Are you guys into it? Are you at least going to give it a shot? Let me know down in the comment section. So I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. Shout out to my thumbnail editor for getting the thumbnail out really quick, because I told him literally 20 minutes before I had to leave for work. So he got it out very quick. So thank you very much, sir. And I will catch you guys on the next one. The link to his description will be the link to him will be in the description down below in case you guys need any thumbnails or anything of that nature. And I will catch you guys on the next one. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy Halo Infinite. Peace out.